So for the value of x from these two radical equation, the first equation we are given square root of x plus square root of 3 is equal to square root of 48. Then we're going to solve for the value of x from the first equation, and also from the second equation 8 root x minus 7 is equal to square root of x plus 7. Now from this equation, the first equation is given as square root of x plus square root of 3 is equal to square root of 48. Now let's focus on this right hand side, which is the square root of 48. And we cannot take the square root of 48 because it's not a perfect square. But we can break it as two number multiplied by itself to give us 48. And one of that number must be a perfect square. So in the left hand side, we have square root of x plus square root of 3 equal to 48 is the same as 16 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 48. So now in the left hand side, we still have square root of x plus square root of 3 will be equal to, when you have a square root of two number multiplied by itself, it means we can take the square root separately. This is one of the multiplication properties of sort. So when we take the square root of 16, it's going to give us 4. Then when we take the square root of 3, 3 is not a perfect square, so we just multiply it by root of 3. Now the next thing we're going to do is to combine the like term. So this constant, this root 3, we're going to take it to the right hand side, is going to be square root of x will be equal to 4 square root of 3, and this root 3 that is positive here, when it's crossed to the right hand side, is going to be negative root 3. So we have root of x will be equal to 4 root 3 minus root 3. So since they have the same radical, the same number, we can just subtract, like 4 of root 3 minus 1 of root 3 is going to be root 3 of root 3. Now what are we going to do here to get the value of x? We're going to square both sides in order to eliminate the square root. So we square the left hand side, then we do the same thing to the right hand side, so that this square is going to cancel the square root. In the left hand side, we are left with only x, which is what we are looking for, will be equal to, when you have a two term multiplied by each other and a square, it implies that the square is going to affect 3, and it's also going to affect the second term. So this is going to be what? 3 to the power of 2, then multiply by square root of 3 to the power of 2. The square is going to cancel the square root to remain only 3. So x will be equal to 3 raised to the power of 2 imply 3 multiplied by 3, which is going to be 9. Then 9 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 27. So therefore, the value of x that satisfies the first square is going to be 27. Now let's look at the second equation. We say that 8 root x, we have 8 root of x minus 7 is equal to root x plus 7. So we have root of x plus 7. So in this case, all we're going to do is just to combine the like term. So the one with x, we put it together, and we put the constant together. So this is going to be 8 root x, and when this root x cross to the left hand side to meet 8 root x, is going to be negative root of x, which is equal to, here we have 7, and when this 7 cross is going to be positive 7. So 8 root x minus root 1 root x. So since they have the same radical, we can just subtract them. So it's going to be 7 root of x, which is equal to 7 plus 7 is going to give us 14. Now next we divide both sides by this 7 that is attached to root x. So we divide the left hand side by 7, the right hand side by 7. So this 7 will cancel this 7. We are left with root of x, which is equal to 14 divided by 7 is going to be 2. Then we square both sides again in order to eliminate the square root. So it will remain only x in the left hand side, which should be equal to 2 raised to the power of 2 is going to give us 4, because we square both sides. So the value of x now is going to be 4. So this is how to solve for the value of x from these two equations.